there you have it. That's the Expanse. I'll just add a few things regarding the gameplay and components. Um, Unfortunately, I don't really find this game thematic. I love the show, I love the books, but when I'm playing it, I don't really get the feeling of either. And I think a lot of that has to do with the components. The board is very functional. Um, I mean, it differentiates between the different bands, the different sectors, the bases, and the orbitals. Um, the components, when it comes to the ships and fleets, they're just little chits. I'd always prefer maybe some minis or even standees, with and the cards. The card quality isn't great, and they've also just got pictures from the TV show on there. And I'd always prefer maybe some artwork on the cards. So component wise, not very good. And I think when the game came out, it was for what you get in the box. I think it was a bit pricey. It was around £40, but hey ho. But what you do get is a really good game, and our group we've played this a lot this year, and our group we really enjoy it, and I think what makes the game so enjoyable is the fact you have, a lot of decisions to make. Even though there's only a couple of things you can do on your turn, but the decisions to make on your turn with what cards you're picking up, whether you use the action points, whether you use the event, and if you do use the action points, more than likely you're going to then be helping one of your opponents, because one of your opponents is going to use the events. So there's a very fine line there in, always thinking about, oh, if I use this, it's going to help my opponent. And so I really enjoy that part of the game. Also, the asymmetric powers of each faction, which is the only thematic thing in the game, because each faction you can play each faction quite differently depending on who you're playing. And because of as you get the tech, they will give you more powers as the game goes on. And as I said, like for example, you have the Martians, which in the TV show and the book, they are the strongest military. And so in this game, obviously their special powers are towards their military. You've got Earth, which is politically powerful in the show, and so it's the same in the game. Earth is all about placing influence, so their special powers help you place a lot of influence. Protogen, they're doing lots of experiments with the proto-molecules, so they have special abilities which allows you to wipe out ships and influence from different places. So that really is a thematic part of the game, and as I said, it is one of the things that makes it really good and adds replayability, because as I said, each faction, so when you play Mars in this game and then you play Earth the next game, you cannot play the same game. You have to kind of play differently and play towards the abilities of the faction. So it's very similar gameplay wise. It's very similar to Twilight Struggle, another game I love that I don't play nearly enough. But gameplay wise, if anybody's played Twilight Struggle, well, the Expanse is very similar to that. Twilight Struggle is a 2-player game, but you can play up to 4 players with the Expanse. The one negative thing I will say, it's not a negative on my part, but it's something our group, especially one of our group, anytime we play it, is he absolutely hates the fact that the game ends abruptly. So like when the 6th bonus card just appears from the deck, that means the game's over. No one, that's it. No one gets to do anything else. And because he's the type of guy, when he plays his games, he likes to plan ahead and likes to know that, oh, I've got this and this to do, and he can plan, look at the game and see, well, I've got this amount of time to do it. But obviously in a game like this, where once you get towards the end of start getting towards the end of the deck, and the fifth bonus card comes out, the scoring card comes out, then you know at any time the game could end. I mean, as I said, I don't mind it. I would just play it, play a bit differently than I would any other games where I know it's going to end, and just try and keep myself balanced on the board, knowing that the game's going to end abruptly. But yeah, as I said, that's probably one of the, apart from the components, one of the most negative gameplay aspects of the game. Which, as I said, I don't find it a negative, but one of our group does. But as I said, it's a game that comes out quite a lot in our group, and I'm sure it will continue to do so. So there you go, that's The Expanse, and if you like this video, please subscribe.